Everything would begin in the kingdom of Zeno-Sama. Despite having incredible power, it cost him to destroy 6 universes, the sacred universes, because deities and subjects that inhabited these would exceed the power of Daishinken. Only Zeno-Sama was able to keep them apart. It was a little complicated for him, but his universes were corrupted by negative energy. The great Zeno-Sama, with no alternative, had to eradicate these universes. He had received great damage in battle, but fulfilled his objective to eradicate the 6 universes.
My lord, how are you feeling? Understand that the power that you had to use to eradicate the gods from these universes had to be crazy.
I agree, Daishinken. I must definitely look for a successor, otherwise it'd be impossible for me to continue with this.
But my lord, you have the required power to rule the 12 universes. Only the 6 sacred universes were the ones that generated problems.
I agree with you, Daishinken. But if there are warriors of that caliber of power in the future, I won't be able to do anything, so I have to find a successor before it's too late.
Millions of years passed, which is why we're in the present. The Tournament of Power, and his best friend Son Goku is able to access Ultra Instinct, leaving everyone surprised, including the gods, angels, and Zeno-Sama himself.
Son Goku will be my successor. Despite not having millions of years of training, he's able to get that incredible power.
My lord, are you sure? The power of Mr. Goku is great, but he's not able to overcome the power of a guardian angel.
I completely agree, since with his simple mortal life, he's able to access this state. If he's able to have one of your trainings, I'm sure he'll be able to overcome his limits.
My lord, even though I train Lord Goku, I doubt he'll be able to overcome the power of the beings of the sacred universes. His growth and power is somewhat unreal. Even his knowledge on the battlefield seems to have no limit.
Don't worry, I'm sure Goku will be able to count on the required power to face warriors of the same caliber. Trust me.
Mighty King Zeno-Sama, you being the only existence capable of defeating the gods of the sacred universes, I fully trust you.
The Tournament of Power would continue, taking the victory to Universe 7, while Android 17 asked for the restoration of the universe is eliminated by Zeno-Sama. Zoma instantly fulfilled the wish and brought to life 6 universes that was destroyed millions of years ago.
That's the Tournament of Power, but Son Goku, I hope you recover and rest. Tomorrow I have to talk to you.
Oh, I understand. Don't worry, in that case, we'll leave. Goku would say goodbye, being able to reach the planet Earth, being greeted by a banquet by Bulma to win this victory for Universe 7.
Hey Whis, does Daishinken want to talk about Son Goku? It doesn't comment anything to you since there's something worrying me too much and I don't know what it is.
I have no idea, Mr. Beerus, but don't worry, I doubt it's bad. Otherwise, I would have talked to Mr. Goku right then and there. In the 6 sacred universes, each of its inhabitants returned and their gods. They were confused having returned, being able to observe their entire universe seemed to function normal.
What's supposed to have happened? I can't believe we came back to life. This must be the god Dragon Zama who is reviving us, since all the other gods hate us by the power that completely overshadows them.
5 flashes of energy arrived towards the planet of Jamura, which was of wisdom. Jamura, what is supposed to happen? We were destroyed by that dwarf Zeno-Sama. How's it possible we're back to life?
Jamura, who was able to get the Super Dragon Balls to bring us back? That's impossible, since all the other beings of the 12 universes hated our power to the limits like theirs. Something very serious must be happening in the multiverse for Zeno-Sama to have requested our presence.
The whole place would change. A simple boy with blue hair would start walking through all the gods while destroying everything.
I, the mighty dragon god Draoria, am not allowed to overlook this disrespect.
That dwarf decided to finish us off with his power becoming similar. We have to destroy him.
But before we begin with the battle, we have to be able to find the reason why they brought us back, or if a more powerful warrior than Zeno-Sama forced him to this.
Instantly, the whole place gave an illusion that disappeared. While none of the gods could move, their bodies seemed to pass tons of pressure that crushed them.
Each and every one of you better calm down, because otherwise we'll be eradicated again, and we have to start moving from the shadows.
Everything returned to normal while the shadows could observe a burly warrior with his body of a silver color, while it seemed that he had wings on his face.
Don't worry, comrades. We will be able to take revenge on that dwarf who proclaims to be the king of all. But the information must wait, so your god Jamura of Wisdom will be waiting for your information.
Sure, as you order, Rimura-sama. That's right, the 6 universes, there was a warrior who surpassed them dozens of times, being Rimura, who had the ability to practically have unlimited energy and allow him to fight for days, weeks, or months. Meanwhile, returning to Earth, the day had passed when Daishinkan granted Son Goku rest. My lord, this time I'm ready to retire to discuss the proposal that we've been able to tell me. I've granted you to training on my part.
Okay, Daishinkan, I'm counting on you.
Daishinkan would leave for Earth, appearing in front of Goku, meditating on top of a mountain with the intention of mastering Ultra Instinct to the max. Well, if it's Daishinkan-sama, as if I don't know what time he'd come for me, I started meditating to try to access the Ultra Instinct at will. Don't worry, Goku, that's normal. It's go time. Daishinkan, together with Goku, was able to reach the Kingdom of the Whole, in which they received it by a single Zeno-Sama, which surprised Goku.
What happened to the other Zeno-Sama? I thought they were always together.
The Zeno-Sama
Of the future and the Zeno-Sama of the present merged to create a single warrior, since what we have to tell you is of the most importance.
Goku would take a serious look.
What happened?
Has a new enemy appeared that you're not able to eliminate?
Not at the moment, but the king of all, I want to take you to the successor. So you'll be the new king of all and transmit a large part of power, so you'll be able to reach a new level.
Goku, surprised, a warrior created an artificial energy of Jamura was surrounding the kingdom, while the intention of getting information happens in the palace of Zeno-Sama. This is new. That mortal's powerful, or I don't know the origin he has, for him to be in front of Zeno-Sama and treat him so naturally. Jamura, with his gray metal power, would grant an incredible combative power to the puppet, who would release an incredible power, but being a puppet without any body, he was able to take the appearance of Goku, but with an extremely negative power, which was able to make the whole kingdom of Zeno-Sama shudder.
Wow, whose power is that? I'm not even able to move.
Goku's power and feeling an incredible on his whole body was able to access Ultra Instinct Max power, which would leave Jamura surprised, who was watching everything. This is interesting. That'll even interest Rimura-sama, a being who isn't even possessed divine energy in its entirety, is able to access the state no god of the 12 universes has been able to achieve. Only our sacred gods. That puppet rushed against Goku, who was able to stop his blow, but was able to break Son Goku's arm. Having the power of Jamura, his power was superior, and Goku, to recover thanks to the power of the Super Saiyan God, ran through his entire body.
Who's this guy? And why does he look like me?
Daishinkan would start fighting the puppet, exchanging blows. He noticed how the combat style, it was from the holy gods, which would make a chill run through his body completely. The combat style would be able to recognize even millions of years pass. It's the style of the holy gods, and you have this exact copy of Lord Goku. It must be the god of wisdom, Jamura. That puppet could connect a strong blow to Daishinkan, making him fall to the kingdom of Zeno-Sama, while communicating with his creation. Wow, so you're able to realize it's me. Although I'm not surprised, thanks to you, I was considered the god of wisdom. Jamura, what the hell are you supposed to do? You were my first disciple. I can't believe you're trying to destroy all the 12 universes. Me? Being your greatest creation, you don't care about that dwarf that eliminated us. You're always on his side. I considered you a father. Right now, I only have one goal, and that's to end the kingdom of him. The puppet channeled the power of his creator, generating an incredible explosion all over the place, destroying everything. Before the explosion spreads through the universes, Zeno-Sama was able to create a powerful barrier to encapsulate the destruction of that explosion.
Goku, this isn't the time to give explanations. I want you my successor, since these warriors have revealed themselves, and I don't have the necessary power to stop them. Only you can achieve it.
That's impossible, Zeno-Sama. I want to be more powerful, but I doubt I could beat that guy that even you're not able to beat. Lord Goku, you'll receive training from Zeno-Sama, and you'll receive training from me. So try your best.
I'll have to, because I don't plan on letting them destroy all the universes, which cost me so much to protect. Daishinkan calls an emergency meeting with all the gods, angels, and warriors of the Tournament of Power. We require all the power to face the cursed.
Jamura was thoughtful, but would be taken out of his thoughts by the holy goddess Nin.
Jamura, what's wrong with you? I see you're worried and thoughtful.
I've been able to infiltrate the realm of Zeno-Sama, but a warrior who doesn't have 100% divine energy can master the Ultra Instinct to the max.
What are you saying? That's impossible! Such a feat's only capable of the first creator god Yamoshi.
Yamoshi was born with mortal energy, but was trained to access the state beyond the gods despite having mere mortal energy.
If what you say is true, this is bad. We should inform everyone to fight back as soon as possible.
It's the same I was thinking, but there's something I don't like about this. Even though you have more power, my body says something bad's about to happen. The gods of Universe 6 found themselves surprised because Jamura of Wisdom could spread the news about the Saiyan who reached the power beyond the gods without the divine energy. This is extremely strange. Only Yamoshi could accomplish such a feat. It's impossible. In millions of years, a being with the same qualities hasn't been born.
But we should not take it lightly, because if a warrior reveals himself to the six universes and grows consistently in power, he will threaten everyone.
I agree with you, powerful Ryuma-sama. At the same time, I really doubt that Saiyan's able to get the power of Yamoshi God.
Jamura is right. The mighty god Yamoshi existed billions of years ago, and we never met him. He was just a legend of his feats. I agree with Cirrus and Jamura. It's impossible that after billions of years a warrior could have such qualities. It's impossible.
What do you mean, Mikoshan? I have noticed that you're thoughtful, but your ability to analyze situations is amazing.
My lord, with respect, it's almost a nil possibility. This warrior capable of having these characteristics could break the space-time dimension and the barrier between life and death.
What do you mean by breaking the barrier between life and death?
As you listen, with such abilities of being able to exist, even we're able to be on the astral plane to feel his power, but we haven't been able to perceive anything.
Sometimes even I am ashamed to call myself the god of wisdom. Mikoshan's able to have a very different perspective than mine.
But I repeat, the chances are 0.1%, almost impossible. Equally, there's a possibility that he's a direct descendant.
Mikoshan, that's why you're considered not of the goddess of wisdom.
It's impossible for a Saiyan to be the direct descendant of Yamoshi. I agree. Since the mighty god Yamoshi lived billions of years ago, it's impossible his offspring's not been affected.
Moreover, if he had one, at some point in our lives we'd fight these warriors of power, but something like that's never happened.
In that case, I agree with everyone. We'll pay a visit to Zeno-Sama's realm, so get ready. We leave in 5 days.
In the Kingdom of the Whole, Goku could be observed lying on the ground, while every one of his bones seemed to be pulverized by the pressure that fell on his body. On this occasion, the pressure of 30% of Daishenkin's power was on his body. Mr. Goku, it's time that you stop my pressure, because otherwise you'll be injured and then it'll be unfavorable for your training.
No, don't do it, Daishenkin! I have to be able to master all this pressure. If I don't manage it, then it'd be too dangerous for all of you. I want to be the new king at all. I have to be able to withstand your pressure without difficulty.
I agree, but with withstanding the pressure 30% of my power in your second training's practically impossible.
No, Daishenkin. For me, there's nothing impossible. If someone can achieve it, I'll also achieve it. And no one's able to achieve it, I'll do it first.
Goku, despite being in Super Saiyan Blue, couldn't stand this incredible pressure. His body, being subjected to great pressure, was able to expand his energy veins more, and Goku concentrating a bit more to access the imperfect Ultra Instinct. The heat and power he released was madness, since Daishenkin could perceive how Son Goku was able to repel him. This is amazing. Goku has the Ultra Instinct at 50% able to repel most of my pressure, and this power and resistance increased in an amazing way. Goku would walk towards Daishenkin and they were face to face.
You see, even though you have no intention of ending my life, I could activate the Ultra Instinct. I'm close to mastering it completely.
Good, Mr. Goku. You're a genius among geniuses, because the angels who claim to be gifted couldn't withstand 30% of my pressure in their second training, since they had to spend several years to achieve it. The mighty Zeno-Sama would appear to observe his friend's training.
I'm sure my friend could be able to put the limit of the sacred gods to the 6 universes. It's never my intention to eliminate them, since there's no warrior who is powerful enough to have them at the limit. His ambition will grow.
It's not your fault, my lord. 100% of all your power, I'm sure you could fight with them. Don't worry.
You're right. If I had 100% of my power, I could do it again. And analyze a little more, they also fought against me and weren't affected the way I was, since their divine vein was more powerful than mine.
Instantly, Daishinkan's pressure would be released much more, reaching 45% of his power. Despite releasing that, Goku couldn't move from that place, and it was difficult for him to stand. The imperfect Ultra Instinct was able to withstand it. That's enough for today. It's amazing that I could withstand almost 50% of my pressure. Tomorrow we'll continue. No, Daishinkan! Release more pressure! I need to be able to see death in front of my eyes, to become more powerful and with your pressure to have to achieve. Mr. Goku, are you sure? Since it's something completely risky, if your energy flow's compromised, you can't raise your power, and you'll stay stuck at that level for the rest of your life. Don't worry, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Daishinkan would immediately give a smile, and Goku stared at him. Daishinkan would raise 40% of all his pressure, and Goku's knees would touch the ground. Despite this, in the pain, Goku could stand up and was able to break one of the bones of his leg. Don't stop! I can take more pressure! Do without compassion! The power the priest released was 50% of his power, which would crush Goku completely. Falling to the ground, he was unable to, despite this pressure, he wouldn't lose the Ultra Instinct, and resisting to be overshadowed by the pressure. Don't worry, I can withstand the pressure for 2 more minutes, and then my whole body will get used to that pressure of 50% of your power. After 2 minutes, Daishinkan would deactivate the pressure. Goku would lose his transformation and return to his base state with most broken bones. And although his physique was destroyed, his interior was better than ever, withstanding the pressure of a more powerful warrior and helped him increase the power of any warrior.
Goku, you'll be the real king of everything, but when time is right, I'll merge with him, and I'll only do it if that situation warrants it.
What did Zeno-Sama say? How could he merge with a mortal? Never have I seen anything like that.
In all existence, the sacred gods never resurrected in search of revenge. For emergency situations, desperate measures are required.
My lord, I apologize for doubting you. Although Goku's power is far from being able to compare with ours, his increase in power in just 10 days is madness.
I told you, we have to have a little more time.
Daishinkan, I don't know about you, but it looks like training him in one of the training dimensions of an All-King. In that place, time passes differently, just like even you increase your power more. I appreciate the recommendation, but I'll keep it in mind. Currently, it's impossible since the pressure of the place was incredible for me. Mr. Goku's bones would be pulverized and it'd be impossible for him to withstand it.
In that case, we need to train in a place longer while my friend's able to master 100% of your pressure. They'll be able to withstand the pressure of one dimension of the kingdom of everything.
For her part, returning to the holy gods, Mikoshan was thoughtful.
This must be a nightmare. I'm thinking too much about the same thing. It can't be a mere mortal of the lesser universes. It has to do with Yamoshi.
Instantly, a great pressure would fall on the goddess Mikoshan. She would release a little of her pressure, expelling this pressure of her companion Nin. What's going on? Immortal, we used to be having these kind of games. Is there anything that bothers you?
I know this is absurd, but even if it's zero, it's not complete zero. And it terrifies me because Yamoshi's power to exist, even though we considered sacred gods, we can't do anything.
Mikoshan, concentrate and listen. It's impossible. Remember, if 2 divine beings of energy could form a new warrior, it would no longer have the qualities of his father, since the divine cells are mixed.
Of course, I know that. If the divine vein of Yamoshi surpasses the vein of his partner, the most powerful cells would be able to take control of the body. Just like Zeno-Sama, who's the king of everything, our divine cells are more powerful.
What do you mean, that we have to fight like old days to be able to forget this? Which is even making us worry more than we should.
How I wish that our mentality of yours, since it's nothing capable of worrying you, and the things I really admire you.
Don't say silly things. Let's fight. We can get our stress out, and battles will always give us a calm. Nin and Mikoshan would get in battle pose. Their auras collided. Both launched their attacks, and their powers were incredible since the sacred goddesses destroyed the place overwhelmingly. However, it didn't matter since in that place there was no living being, only inhospitable planets as training sites. Mikoshan, being clueless, would be held tightly by her hair, dragged across the surface of the planet, destroying everything. Come on, Mikoshan, what's going on? This isn't usual. Usually you'd never let me cut you off guard. An incredible aura would be released and destruction that was generated, and a big smile drawn on her face.
I'd forgotten the enjoyment of this struggle is generated. I want more, so get ready, Nin. I forgot that everything that stresses me out now, and I'll focus on the battle.
That's what I was longing to hear. I'm ready. Attack, and I'll let you strike first. Nin, and speaking, would be attacked by a power that Mikoshan was able to connect an incredible blow to her stomach and was able to knock her out of combat. Nin would fall to the ground holding her stomach, and a large amount of blood would spread all over the place. Ah, damn it! What the hell? I didn't expect Mikoshan to hit me with such power. Has her power increased in these millions of years? Return to the Kingdom of the Whole, it's already been 3 days. Goku could withstand the incredible pressure of Daishinken, and he was able to adapt in a surprising way to the pressure of a Supreme Angel.
Mr. Goku, with this training you've been able to surprise me. I don't know how you did it, but you can keep up with me.
Daishinken, this training made my whole body feel destroyed, but I want to be an excellent ruler for the universes, and above all I want to put a limit to these sacred gods. I must have great power. Goku, I'm sure you'll be able to put a stop to these sacred gods. Your body has no limits. I trust you. Zeno-Sama, I promise to give my all to reach my limits, and that's what I'm doing every training day with Daishinken.
Indeed. Mr. Goku's training is able to withstand more pressure. Tomorrow in the training rooms, he'll be able to withstand that pressure.
No, Daishinken, that's crazy. That's not able to withstand 100% of your pressure, so to withstand the pressure, the training rooms will end him. No, Zeno, I want to become more powerful. I have to face these dangers I never thought to face. I want to withstand that pressure. Mikoshan's universe, we can observe Nin on the ground, defeated, while Mikoshan's power grew to an incredible way, drawing the attention of the other holy gods. Mikoshan's power would continue to increase incredibly, and at this time uninhabited planets were affected by the power, and the extortions of energy were perceived by the sacred gods.
You're Draoria. I want you to stop Mikoshan. Millions of years has passed and he can't control his power, is getting carried away by his emotions, and stunned that the mortal without possessing the divine energy has reached the Ultra Instinct. Understood, my lord. As you order, this very instant I'm leaving. The sacred god Draoria in the beginning approached Mikoshan's planet, realizing Nin was next to him with serious injuries from the battle they had a few moments ago. Damn, if I don't do something before war Zeno-Sama starts, we'll lose the sacred goddess. Draoria increased her speed much more to hold Nin in her arms. Before she left to attack the field of Mikoshan, she, with an incredible movement, was holding Draoria's leg, and with reflexes would throw Nin into the dimensional portal, arriving with the god of wisdom, Draoria. But Nin, what has happened to you? Only a king's able to inflict such wounds on us. Did you try to face him on your own? Draoria would heal again. On the battlefield, Mikoshan would hit the planet of Draoria's body. All that slaughter was too much blood spreading around him. Mikoshan, with overwhelming power, would send him flying to a planet, destroying it. This is wrong! This is wrong! This is wrong! We'll all die! Draoria, while spitting too much blood, watched Mikoshan. Hell, Ryuma-sama's news negatively impacted Mikoshan. Well, it's supposed to be information fulfilled in an uncontrolled Supreme Angel. Draoria tried to get closer to calm her down. She was getting carried away by her emotions and would start attacking him again. Draoria, not prepared, would get a beating by the angel. Mikoshan was one of the most beautiful angels of existing, and it seemed to be a complete beast since she was able to dismember him. At the moment, she would throw him to the bottom of a planet, destroying the base of it. At that moment, an overwhelming power would release all over the place, and incredible pressure was going to collide with the pressure of Mikoshan. You're my partner, but if I have to knock you out of combat, I'll do it. Mikoshan, by pouncing again, the time she would be completely neutralized. Although Draoria's appearance was not the most intimidating, he was the second most powerful sacred god, only below Remuria. Draoria, after flew blows on her vital points, as well as her energy veins, could knock her out of combat. Holding her in his arms, with the power of his eyes, he was able to restore all the destroyed things in the sacred universes. Damn, I had to nullify the powers in my eyes. The mental power it requires is madness, and it takes away 50% of my vision. Draoria would leave the planet of Remuria, along with Mikoshan. Returning to the kingdom of Zeno-Sama, Goku and Daishinken were in the dimension of the Divine Kingdom, where Goku's bones were pulverized. They turned into dust, and Goku, having great willpower, couldn't stand for more than 2 minutes. Mr. Goku, this gravity and pressure you should be able to withstand.
Zeno-Sama, like all the Holy Gods, were able to finish their training in this room, but the level of demand is of another level.
Daishinkin! Even though we left, I feel my bones are sore. I never thought I'd leave that room.
Mr. Goku, despite everything, it's amazing you could withstand that pressure for 2 minutes. It's a feat that very few beings achieved.
But Daishinkin, I must become more powerful. I have to push the limits of the sacred gods, and I require that power.
For today, we better rest, since we've trained without it, and I'm sure you would be a real king at all. Returning to Rimura, Draoria, along with Daishinkin, arrived. Thank you, Draoria. You can leave. I plan to take care of Mikoshan so that type of behavior doesn't happen again. As you order, my lord, I withdraw. Draoria would leave the planet, and an incredible pressure was able to make Mikoshan wake up, since the whole body would feel incredible terror.
What? Where am I? If this is Ryuma-sama's palace, what happened?
Mikoshan, a damn Saiyan, for no reason I'm destroying everything in my path, and your impertinence for delaying the meeting.
Rimura, I implore you to excuse me. I don't know what happened, but remember the information that you and Jamura gave us is something I can't get out of my mind.
Mikoshan, I want you to unleash your power against me. I want you to vent. Mikoshan didn't dare take a single step. Her enemy's aura completely terrified her because her enemy's power was overwhelming.
Ryuma-sama, please, I ask you, explore the offense of this simple goddess.
Mikoshan would look up, observing Rimura, analyzing her fixedly. Without Mikoshan being able to move, Mikoshan was knocked out of combat, and since the sacred gods were in the hierarchies, these sacred gods were being, with Rimura, powerful at all. And although there were 100 sacred gods, they weren't able to do anything against him, and the distance of this power of that of his companions. Mikoshan is the only one managed to see my aura without being able to represent it. Her mental power is overwhelming. I mustn't let that behavior pass. Returned to Zeno-Sama, Goku was able to recover, but Goku had pushed his body to the limit. Even though one of his bones were completely destroyed, he wouldn't stop. Tomorrow I have to leave for training. Since the power of that occasion was overwhelming me, I couldn't do anything against it. The night would quickly pass. Goku would be outside the castle of Zeno-Sama, concentrating his energy with the intention of mastering it. If he was able to achieve it, the energy load of each of his veins would be much less on the amount that would be able to release would be greater. Well, I could tell he woke up much earlier. By controlling the energy in that way would cost him, because even for angels to master the energy is extremely complex.
It's complex but not impossible. I know I could do it.
I don't doubt you. Despite being immortal, you've been able to surpass all the existing angels, which is worthy of my respect.
What? I can overcome the power of the angels of the universe?
Indeed. No angel is able to withstand the pressure of that dimension. Their bodies aren't capable of such great pressure.
Daishinkin, I want to become more powerful. I just need a little more time. I promise.
At that moment, Zeno-Sama together with the Guardians would appear in the battlefield.
Goku, I have a gift for you. I know that you'll be able to put it to good use and be able to master it completely. Wow, I hadn't seen you in a while, Zeno. But what's this gift?
Wow, Zeno-Sama, you want to bestow the Beast Energy Pearl to Goku? We doubt that he can master the Beast Energy Pearl.
Beast Energy Pearl? What's that?
The Beast Energy Pearl is a pearl that has the energy of an ancient beast that has never known defeat. Although Zeno-Sama tried to dominate it, it was impossible. Legendary, only Yamoshi was able to do it.
If a warrior can achieve it, I'm sure I can too. So let me do it. I have a request though. I want to be able to do it on my own. In that dimension we trained Daishinkin.
Daishinkin and Zeno-Sama's look were amazed, as mastering the Beast Energy Pearl was crazy for a mortal. But even trying to master it under the pressure that even Daishinkin found difficult was something completely different. No, Mr. Goku, I can't allow that. You'll be the new king at all, and I can't let you die. It's impractical.
I agreed with Daishinkin. You must master the Beast Pearl Healer on the outside. If something happens, we can help you. Well, in that dimension, you must spend at least 24 hours to be able to open the door again. Please, I ask you to trust me. I've been through hard training, so I don't plan to die in a room, much less with the Beast Energy Pearl. Goku, if you die, believe me that the 12 universes are doomed, since I don't possess the power to face the holy gods.
Mr. Goku, think it over. This is madness.
Don't worry, I've had training and I can receive this completely. I'm sure I can withstand the pressure.
Goku would hold that sphere and would instantly enter the dimension. Returning to the sacred universes, Rimura had a meeting with the sacred gods. Tomorrow, we'll go to the useless kingdom of Zeno-Sama. If Mikoshan doesn't wake, we'll go. But my lord, isn't it dangerous to leave Mikoshan alone? If Mikoshan wakes up tomorrow in the same way, we'll go with us. But in case she doesn't, don't worry. Mikoshan will go on my planet and there's no brain that can approach this place. My lord, if the 5 holy gods, with the exception of Mikoshan, come to the kingdom on that damn dwarf, but in peace or in war? It's just what I wanted to know, because I want to prepare to wipe everything out that exists in these 12 universes. In my point of view, we'll pay a visit to the one called the King at all. Of course, we'll end his reign, and although the last word will be from Rimura-sama. According to how they receive us, we'll respond. If we're received kindly, we'll respond in the same. If there's a minimal lack of respect, we'll massacre them.
Rimura-sama, is it necessary to destroy the 12 universes? Or should we just destroy the gods and angels? Since from my point of view, the living beings of the 12 universes aren't to blame for anything.
That's right. We'll only destroy the divine energy beings. Because his damn fault we were eliminated, we'll finish Zeno-Sama as guardians of Daishinken. Goku, despite the fact that his bones were pulverized, he was able to access the Ultra Instinct max power. His bones would regenerate quickly, and due to the injuries, he started to have incredible increase in power.
My hypothesis was correct. Although this method is painful, I don't plan to give up. I'll achieve it.
At that moment, an incredible pearl would release an incredible power, while much greater pressure could be released all over the dimension, just like the essence of a colossal beast that could be observed. But if he's the new god, at this moment I'd destroy him completely. Before being able to connect a slap, realizing that there was a little essence of the powerful god Yamoshi. Apparently this warrior is a descendant that could treat me with companion more. His predecessor was like that, and I'll give him a chance. I want to know that he could use my power. All the power of the Beast Pearl would begin to enter Goku's body. He would adapt to the sacred body, and resistance would multiply. Being the skin of a sacred beast, the sacred god was able to reach the kingdom of Zeno-Sama. Releasing pressure, they would be received by Daishinken. What are the holy gods offering? The 12 universes aren't satisfied. They better leave in a peaceful truce. Your 12 universes don't receive us, and that doesn't interest us. Just so you know, we've come with talking, but now the holy gods attack. 4 sacred gods launched themselves on the kingdom of the whole. Both the guardians, Zeno-Sama and Daishinken, despite being the pillar of the 12 universes, didn't have the power to stop them, being neutralized, and Rimura would approach the divine beings. Even though millions of years have passed, this good-for-nothing will only let them live, and will give me the Saiyan who has the access to the Ultra Instinct maximum power. It doesn't matter. You won't know where that Saiyan is. Upset, Rimura would try to end Daishinken. A great chaos would be unleashed by the 12 universes, and the destruction of the planets was generated. Pressure would fall on the sacred gods, leaving surprised Rimura, who would feel a pressure trying to crush his body. What the hell is this pressure? It's trying to crush me! The whole divine realm started to change. Goku was taking over the power of the Beast Pearl, releasing a little of its incredible power. An extremely gigantic power was released through the kingdom of Zeno-Sama that didn't even lose against Ryuma, the most powerful sacred god of the sacred universes. This power released around them. Ryuma expelled his incredible power, 2 auras collided, and from the aura of Goku, negative energy was perceived as well as beast energy, which surprised the present warriors. What? How's Mr. Goku able to have this power? His power he's releasing is of another level. Can't assimilate it. Was he able to?
Daishinken, I told you, Goku will be able to master the power of the Beast Energy Pearl, since the Saiyans possess an Ozaru similar to that of the god Yamoshi.
But how is this possible? It hasn't even been 10 days since I attacked you with one of my energy cloning techniques. You didn't have that power.
My body hurts too much. I feel like my bones are about to be destroyed. I'm not able to move.
Both warriors approached each other, auras colliding more brutally. But the great flame was possible to see the observance of Goku, which at that time had fur all over his body and musculature increased. That appearance is that of an angelic being. The silver paddle makes him look superior to the king at all. Can't believe it.
I hope you're ready. In my absence, you'll be able to humiliate my teachers. I can see that you're called the Holy Gods. No matter what you call yourself, I'll destroy you.
I must admit that you possess an amazing power capable of almost every being compared to my power. You can get that power. The energy drain is crazy, unlike mine that I've mastered.
Ryuma, moving quickly, rushed Goku, who would do the same, starting to exchange millions of blows for the 12 universes. The planet of the gods of destruction was trembling with such a power.
Hey Wes, what's going on in the 12 universes? What's the reason for the power being released? Who are these warriors fighting? I feel an incredible pressure falling on my body. It's crazy. I can't believe that I can't move freely.
Whis, with the help of his staff, would begin to investigate who was responsible of this destruction, surprised.
What happened? Why has your expression changed completely?
Mr. Beerus, the subjects who are released to this power surpass the level of a king at all. One of them is Ryuma, the holy god of the eliminated universes.
What? How is it possible the most powerful god of the sacred universes came to be resurrected? Wait a minute. There's a warrior capable of standing up to him? Even Zeno-Sama avoided facing him.
That's why I'm surprised. The warrior who's facing Mr. Goku. I don't know who he's able to get such an incredible power.
Is that what you told me? How is it possible Goku could get this power? You must be a joke. Wow, so Kakarot's even able to fill me with pride that the Saiyan race could soar through the 12 universes. Ha! Keep it up, Kakarot.
Ryuma, the more the battle went on, his anger rose much higher, because Goku didn't bow to his fists. The fists that Goku granted him in the same way had incredible power, causing damage. And in a small oversight, Ryuma could hit him with an incredible power, flying to a planet completely, and without wasting time, a sphere of destruction in his hands.
I must confess that you are powerful. I doubt you can get out of this next attack, even with the destructive energy combined.
This attack hit Goku, generating destruction to the 12 universes. This condensed energy had so much that the planets were destroyed by this attack.
Even a king at all wouldn't be able to get out of that attack. Son Goku died. I haven't been able to fulfill my job as the guardian angel.
No, Daishinken, look! Something's happening on the planet that Goku fell on.
In the part of the planet, everything would freeze. Goku's power this time was on another level, but his aura was able to freeze everything, leaving everyone surprised. Who was most amazed would be the sacred gods, since they didn't acknowledge such powerful warrior exists.
That guy can't be a Saiyan. He has the same power of the mighty Ryuma, who could end his life completely. No, this is serious. We have to leave. Otherwise, this simple battle will end our lives.
Nin, employing a large part of the mental power, was able to communicate. Ryuma-sama, Jamura, Draoria have asked me to communicate with you and to abandon this fight. We're at a disadvantage.
I know, Nin, but I'm not able to find an opening to leave.
What? I thought he wasn't using all his power. Draoria and I, even though the pressure affected us, would come to his aid.
No, Nin. Don't leave the energy field I created for you. Because this guy even handles gravity techniques, even for me, with great magnification.
But in that case, what do? We can't stay.
I know. The only thing left to do is to get ready to leave, and we'll only have an escape route once we have it.
Ryuma would instantly change his expression, and a large sphere of energy created above his head.
I must confess that you have power that is able to confront me. I can't allow a guy to have this 10th gate of our age to be able to defeat me. Observe my devastating gods.
You think you can hit me with that technique?
Ha! You're wrong. Who said I'd hit you directly?
All the great sphere of energy would appear, starting to enter Ryuma's body. Goku's surprised because the power condensed in the sphere was of another level. At a great speed, Goku tried to stop it, but couldn't, because this time the energy field repelled him, sending him to hit a few rocks and spitting out blood. This power was amazing.
Despite this barrier, you could give me great harm.
Before he could stand up, he'd see Rimura emanating power being a few centimeters from his face. Goku trying to do something, Rimura would connect this blow, destroying everything around him. Rimura, at a great speed, would grant him millions of blows. Despite possessing overwhelming power, the price to pay was amazing. Every time he would have his bones completely destroyed.
I can't take any more. Rain of stars!
Millions of combo attacks were directed towards Goku. Rimura would approach his companions, and with a dimensional charge, they would return to the sacred universes. At the end of this incredible attack, Goku would stand up, with serious injuries and blood releasing from his body, as well as one of his arms missing, and he had a large part of his energy to be able to restore it, but it wore him out more.
That attack was dangerous. I could endure it though.
The deities of the entire kingdom approached Goku, and he would fall out of combat, returning to his base state due to the excess energy. Rimura's palace, Mikoshan would wake up. What happened? Where is everyone else? I guess they're upset about my attitude. I apologize to Nin. It's the best way to behave. She just wanted me to help with my mood. A portal would form in front of her, and she could see that all her companions returned with broken bones. And one of the most injuries was Rimura, ever since her entire internal system was destroyed.
Mikoshan, help us!
All the gods with a simple pressure were affected. Mikoshan would begin to help the companions and help them with a little of the divine energy, and returning to the realm of Zeno-Sama, Goku at rest was able to help Daishinkan and his cells recover. Daishinkan, realizing that Goku was out of danger, would leave his room, heading to where Zeno-Sama was. My lord, I could heal the wounds of Goku, or better I should call him the new king at all. If it hadn't been for him, he would have died.
I agree. Goku's power was amazing, and he was able to master the energy of that pearl. He must be the one.
Indeed. It is the only mighty legendary Yamoshi who could accomplish such a feat. He still has a long way to go.
You're right. He must have much more power in him to be able to fight with the holy gods and have them on a roll.
On the planet of Beerus, everything calmed down. Apparently the battle is over. There must be a reason for Son Goku to have been able to get that incredible pressure. I couldn't assimilate it. But you must, Mr. Beerus. Mr. Goku possesses that power, and Daishinkan would choose him as his successor, explaining the increase in power. I agree, Whis, because even if I trained in the Room of Time, I wouldn't be able to achieve this power. Something must have happened. But I'm also very thoughtful, since I don't know how the hell Holy God's been able to return to the living. Who has been able to revive them? I don't know. There are a possibility that the god from the same universe has been able to revive them. I doubt too much, since they always treat him like garbage. Something strange has happened in the kingdom of Zeno-Sama, and Goku's involved. We must do something quickly before we're affected. In an alternate dimension far away, a palace was located in that place. An imposing warrior with golden hair could be seen, and seen was lesser universes. This guy had the divinity of Zeno-Sama and couldn't even reach his heels. This is interesting. I never thought a guy like Yamoshi would appear again. I'm sure if I tell him everything that happened in this multiverse, he'd be happy. There's no Saiyan that could access that level again. This guy was Gilgamesh, and would instantly stand up walking to his room. While walking, power would be expelled from the sacred land of the heavenly gods, trembling. Returning to the sacred gods, all of them, with Mikoshan's help, would recover, with the exception of Rimura, because Mikoshan didn't have the power to recover Rimura's energy. I have been able to stabilize Rimura, but his energy flow would take 2 months to recover, and he'll be unconscious for 2 more weeks. No, damn. I can't recover in 2 months. That guy's able to get incredible power in days. I can't imagine a power to be able to get in 2 months. That guy's a monster. I don't completely understand what you're talking about. You better explain yourself. I'll have to be able to heal your wounds. The subject in which Jamura, the god of wisdom, warned us turned out to be true. This guy was able to master the energy of a god of its eternity, and no content with that. He's been able to master the Ultra Instinct to a level beyond its limits. I've never met a warrior who could increase his power that high, because it's something incredible. Only a powerful god Yamoshi could increase his power in that way. I believed that they were simple myths. I have been able to control my emotions. What can we do? What do you think we should do to talking to the beings of the Kingdom of All? I've been thinking the same thing. But that's granting permission to them to put their foot on their head, and they wouldn't be able to do anything. While they were debating their future, an incredible power would emerge, being able to bring the holy gods to their knees, and pressure was much greater than that of the warriors that had released a few hours ago. I can see that you are looking for his power. I'll give you little power so you could do something that I'd be able to give you. But even with more power, you will have to do something for me. A great power was able to be released all over the sacred universe, enveloping every sacred god. An incredible power was traveling through the sacred gods. Being able to feel the power of the kingdom of Zeno-Sama, everyone present was surprised by the energy released. Goku out of combat because his injuries weren't serious. He had maintained adequate rest in order for his body to adapt to the new power.
My lord, who's all that incredible pressure? I can't even move. I'm sure the other holy gods, the essence is different.
On the other hand, you are right, Daishinken. It's hard to believe they're from the sacred gods, but apparently an external being is able to grant him great power.
Great Zeno-Sama, it's impossible. The holy gods together with you are the most powerful warriors of the 18 universes.
Within these 18, you are correct. But have you wondered who will be the most powerful warriors outside the 18 universes?
My lord, this is about gravity. It's not time to play. There's nothing about the 18 universes. Instead, there's only a complete empty.
But tell me, have you been able to see it? Or do you just let yourself be guided by what someone else said, since I haven't even gone beyond?
My lord, I can't believe what you're saying. I've always thought you were the most powerful warrior of the 12 universes.
Returning to the sacred universes, the power of the gods increased, but it wasn't enough to mutate, because multiple warriors were able to get great power from the outside mutated in a horrific way. Which happened to sacred gods. There's two circumstances. Their energy was incredible, and the power required, so their body requires more to evolve to an advanced level.
That is a bit of the power I may be able to grant you, but to later me, it's that I will be able to return to the god Etrium to give you more power.
Before they could say anything else, that powerful existence disappeared. The incredible power of Etrium was even able to recover the wounds of Rimura, getting him back on his feet.
We have to be able to master all this, because the next visit of that miserable dwarf's kingdom will wipe out everything on our path.
My lord, the power that we achieved is incredible. I'm sure we, at this very moment, are able to finish off that Saiyan good-for-nothing.
No, it's a terrible idea. If we go to the kingdom of Zeno-Sama, the energy drain's overwhelming, and we'll be in danger if that guy is already healed. It's not recommended.
I agree. It'll be better to master all that power that guy's able to give us in order to completely destroy everything.
In that case, we should start training. I'd like to train with you all, my friends, but to increase my power, I must train on my own, even though my power is defined by my emotions, and that can be dangerous. Mikoshan and each of the other holy gods left for their planets and started training. In the celestial kingdoms, Gilgamesh had been able to observe everything happened.
Yamoshi, are you sure what you're doing? You're my best friend as well as warrior. You've been the one who forced me to use all my power. I'm completely sure. I want all those gods to call themselves sacred and capable of being corrupted by power, and I want that Saiyan to crush them. You know that you're asking for something possible, but since the power of Etrium is able to be compared to a little over your 60% of your power, I only granted 1% of these gods and gave them unreal power. That's no problem if the Saiyan's chosen to be the most powerful beast, and I'm sure they'll be a part of the Celestial Kingdom, since such a power is not able to stay at that place. That's funny. After millions of years, you look so excited. I don't know if that's because of the Saiyan blood they share or just simply personal taste. I really am excited. I want to see that power possessed by a Saiyan that was almost able to end my life at a time. Returning to the kingdom of Zeno-Sama after 2 days, Goku would wake up in pain in his head and a little dizzy, since the last blow he received from Rimura was over his head, which almost made him out of combat from the excess power he used. My head hurts! I even feel the energy veins a little numb. What happened? Where are the holy gods? Well, it looks like you could wake up. That's amazing, since it's only been 48 hours since that battle.
Daishinken, what happened? I don't remember anything.
Mr. Goku, I don't know how you can master the Beast Pearl energy, but that power you released is amazing, and Zeno-Sama and I were dead at that moment. I remember until the moment I came out of that dimension, feeling overwhelmed by the sacred gods, and that great energy was able to enter my body. Apparently, that's what the Saiyan says is true. Their power increase is great because of their anger, and that they're able to release much more power.
Well, that explains a lot. Tell me, what happened? Did they leave without coming back, or has something else happened?
I couldn't tell you that. Apparently, the power was so great he was able to overwhelm the powerful holy god Rimura. So, using great power, he was able to attack him, but then everyone disappeared.
I don't like it. Apparently, those guys are planning something to become more powerful, but they don't plan on letting those miserable people do it.
What do you mean? Are you planning to attack them?
No, of course not.
since doing that it'd be madness. I'm only planning to do right now to my master the beast power.
So you're gonna tell me that you want to 100% master the power of a beast, bro? I can't believe that. That power is amazing.
I understand that you told me, but even though my power is incredible, I'm not able to master it. I'll enter that dimension again. Goku, you're the only warrior worthy of the new king at all. I trust you. I know that you'll be a great warrior and powerful king.
Even we'll be able to serve you in everything Zeno-Sama requires, and we'll ask for an apology for not having trusted you from the beginning.
Don't worry, I'll always protect the 12 universes. I don't plan on letting anything destroy them. I've sworn to protect them.
But for this great war that's coming, we need the help of the gods and angels, and I'll ask you to come to an emergency meeting.
No, Daishenkin! That would be unfavorable for us, since no matter how they train, at this moment it's already too late, and I can't concentrate on the battle if I don't have an eye to protect them.
I understand, Mr. Goku. We'll observe this point of view. In that case, we'll show you how to do it. This war is only to fight the three.
I agree, even though my guardians will merge with me to get the power of an absolute king. Alright, at this moment I'm leaving. I'll be more powerful in order to protect the 18 universes, and the inhabitants of these universes aren't to blame their gods for being miserable. Goku would enter the dimension in which he'd begin to train. Meanwhile, returning to the sacred universes, the gods would train in order to master the energy given to them, and the evil energy in their hearts intensified in an amazing way. It was due to the negative energy of the god Etrium.
Apparently the 5 gods are being affected by this energy, although I'm surprised that goddess is able to resist the negative power.
I thought that I was the only one surprised. I agree, the willpower that girl possesses is amazing, since any god converting more power was among their companions, his heart is still pure. And it's very rare to see the subjects of lesser universes, which their purpose is to seek more power, because they fail again and again in their increase. You're right, but changing the subject, why don't you fancy combat? We have millions of years that we haven't had fun, and watching these lesser universes fight made me want to fight against you again.
I'd like to refuse, but you're not only, since you have much more desire to fight.
I want to know what's the limit of that saying, so of course I'll accept.
You want to go to the Mayuki universe?
I totally agree. In that universe, it doesn't matter the destruction we make. That universe can rebuild itself, so we can't hold back to regenerate. We have this destruction. Both gods with the big smile headed to the powerful universe of Mayuki, and once they arrived, without warning, they launched themselves against each other, exchanging blows throughout the universe of that goddess. Their fists were almost invisible, and if a warrior of a lesser universe tried to see that, the two figures wouldn't be able to be seen, since their speed exceeded that of light, being imperceptible to the ordinary eye. Only beings able to notice their incredible power were warriors of the same dimension of power. Well, after millions of years, that pair started fighting again. That's interesting. It irritates me, but it's not for me to ask to consent for my universe as their battlefield. The battle of both were devastating, but weren't able to overcome the level of regeneration in Mayuki's universe, since everything they destroyed in the universe, it regenerated like nothing happened. Gilgamesh and Yamoshi connected incredible blows to their faces, being able to retreat a little. I could tell in these millions of years you've been training, since your fists weren't capable of having the incredible power. Let me tell you the same thing, your fists are powerful. Returning to the dimension, Goku was meditating while his entire body of incredible power traveled. Goku was able to master the power of the Beast Pearl, with the resistance, speed, and power multiplied thousands of times. As long as he's able to dominate it, on the contrary, the same thing would happen to him like last time. His own body would be destroyed further, the battle would progress. I must be able to master this power. I'm sure I can next time I meet those wretches. It'll be a final battle. Goku would continue with his meditation. The sacred universe of Nin was still training, and the power released was not compared to the power of the companions. Surprising, it didn't affect him in the slightest, so that moment Nin would stop training. Is it really the right to destroy the 12 universes? I'm sure it's not the best, since innocent people will die. The leader of the sacred gods, Rimura, had been able to achieve a power far beyond his limits, able to mutate. He would not mutate much from the horrendous form of his original form, and at that time, negative power would form in his body, capable of containing that incredible power. Being able to change the shape of his body, this time he had 4 arms, and that his body would turn blue from the power he gave off, which was madness. Being able to get all the 18 universes to tremble with this incredible power. Wow, I've been able to access a new state. When this power is enough, I won't be able to allow that miserable Saiyan to become more powerful.
Rimura would organize an emergency meeting to inform the exact day on which they would attack Zeno-Sama's kingdom.
I've always waited for this moment, and it'll finally come true. I intend to completely crush that damn good-for-nothing dwarf.
The god of wisdom, I intend to destroy everything. I can't contain their desire for destruction. I'll annihilate everyone present. I, the mighty god Draoria, and descendant of the first omnipotent dragon god, I intend to wipe out every living being that crosses my path. Apparently everyone is eager to destroy the beings of the kingdom of everything. For that reason, 24 hours will come to end this great war of millions of years ago. All the sacred gods released their power in the form of affirmation, with which, without caring, they began to destroy their 6 sacred universes completely. The 6 sacred universes were destroyed. The power was able to release, and the millions of times higher power they possessed before was explosive, increasing. Their universes were turned to dust. Among all the sacred gods, the goddess Nin wasn't able to release a great power as a few tears rolled down her cheeks.
These were the universes that saw us grow up! The universes in which we were considered sacred gods! How can they destroy them as if nothing happened? Does that mean nothing to you?
Nin, you have nothing to worry about, because when we finish with that damn Saiyan, we'll take over the 18 universes. Mikoshan's right, because no matter if those Saiyans are able to get the power beyond a god or an angel, I won't be able to compare the power which we currently possess. I'll be able to break it into 2. Of course, if Ryuma-sama, I were able to end that damn good-for-nothing worm, but the prey I want is to make Daishaken suffer. That damn angel always thought he was superior to us. I want to eradicate him. I will not allow that, because I want to eliminate Daishaken myself. He was my teacher, and I don't understand how he's able to turn his back on us. I want to be the one who takes his life.
We'll decide that when we get to the place. Let's leave.
All the holy gods would be leaving. In the realm of all, Zeno-Sama with Daishaken was perplexed by the energy released.
Daishaken, this is bad. No matter how much power increases my friend's Goku, I'm sure the power they released doesn't belong to them. It's crazy.
My lord, what shall we do? The holy gods are approaching with great speed. I don't want to be pessimistic, but even if you and I join forces with your guardians, we can't cope with any of them.
It's hard to accept, but you're right. We don't have the power to be able to protect the 12 universes.
Daishaken at that moment, using his mental power, would communicate with the 12 angels, informing of the situation. We angels have lived for millions of years. On this occasion, it will be an honor for us to fall on the battlefield. Of course, yes, Father! Even our gods agree to join the battle that is to decide the future of the 12 universes. Although I would love to accept your help, I refuse. In the pressure that the holy gods release would be overwhelming that a god would be able to disintegrate with their simple pressure. We understand, Father. We will inform our gods to the information and come to the great kingdom of Zeno-Sama. In Universe 7, a great power would be released, leaving Beerus and Vegeta surprised 100% of the power of Whis was released. Apparently, for the first time, I'll use 100% of my power. This, I don't know if it's a goodbye or see you soon, Mr. Beerus. Mr. Vegeta, but please, if we, the angels, fall on the battlefield, you'll have to be the resistance of the 12 universes. What the hell are you saying, Whis? You guys, together with the power of Goku, will be able to defeat the holy gods. I'm sure of that. I know I've never told you, but I don't want you to die. You must come back and keep training. Heh, I never thought of that as an angel. A god and immortal with this connection. I thank you for everything I've lived, but it's time for me to come to my calling. Whis would leave with a great speed, and the angel of the 12 universes began to the kingdom of Zeno-Sama. In about 3 minutes, an incredible pressure accompanied by an incredible gravity was able to bend all the angels, even the gods and mortals who were very far away. They felt like they were dying from that pressure. That's right, the sacred gods were able to reach the reign of Zeno-Sama, releasing a little of their pressure, enough to completely bend them. Ha! How pathetic. I thought you'd be more powerful. I'm not interested in you. I want to know where that damn guy is. I want to crush him.
We won't tell you anything. It doesn't matter if you end our lives. He'll be the warrior who in the future will be able to end your life.
Ha! Just let me inform you that this is 14% of my power. No matter how much power that guy can get, he won't be able to do anything against his holy gods. No. It's hard for me to admit it, but they're right. Son Goku can't do anything against them.
The power that they'd be able to get is madness. My bones are destroyed. Master Daishankin, if you give me the information I want, I promise to give you a quick and painless death. On the other hand, if you refuse, I promise that your death will be painful and I'll finish you quickly. Coaching you's been the worst decision I've ever made. The veins of Jamura's forehead would be exalted, releasing a great power. Damn worm, good for nothing. You should be proud of how I was able to overcome you. I don't care what you think. Right now, I'm going to end your miserable life once and for all. Jamura would carry a large sphere of energy in his palm, while Rimura would start smiling.
Has the protector of the 12 universes fled?
Ha! Don't make me laugh. That's a good one for nothing. Since he doesn't show his face, he's trash and doesn't deserve to be the title of king. Jamura's palm was approaching Daishankin, who already accepted his end. At that moment, the whole place would freeze, leaving everyone surprised, and a great flash was able to pass one of the gods, executing Jamura, because with an incredible blow, Goku ripped his head off.
What's going on? Did they think I'd let them end my teacher's life? This time I won't let them leave, as they have the responsibility of all the planets they've destroyed.
What? Although Jamura was the most powerful of all the holy gods, it's impossible that you were able to end his life in a swoop. No fucking worm! No, Jamura was able to catch him off guard, and with me, it'd be different. Now you die. But without being able to see Goku's movement, Goku would have inserted his hand into Draoria's chest, holding her heart. I must confess, they have increased their powers, but it's not real power. I'm able to feel how the external power flows inside. Goku would mercilessly expel a burst of energy while he had his hand inside Draoria's body. In this, the second sacred god would likewise be destroyed without a trace. Rimura would pass by all his companions, while a great aura would rise throughout the Zeno-Sama kingdom. Right now, you have to face me. I won't let you get away with it. I'm not interested in where you came from. All I want is to end your life. Your appearance has changed drastically. That's because the power you've absorbed, your body's able to assimilate it the best way. I don't want you lecturing me, but with this power I have, I'll be able to end your life. I must confess, with that power I currently possess, I can't do anything against you, but I will show you a true and real power. Goku would instantly begin to access all his incredible power, while all the 18 universes would tremble just like the cosmos itself. Son Goku's power was rising to incredible scales, while his very appearance was changing. What's happening? Everything's changing. I can't believe that this was caused by Goku's power. It's unreal. Goku's body would be filled with great fur, while his level would continue to increase in an unreal way. That's right, Goku was able to 100% dominate the Beast Energy Pearl. This energy was only the god Yamoshi was able to completely dominate. Goku's power on this occasion was able to make the Supreme Universes shudder a little. Huh, I didn't expect this, because apparently the potential that boy has is much greater than yours at the time, Yamoshi. No, I can't say no. Since apparently it's been able to surpass me, he has a long way to go to be able to be on the level of us Supreme Gods. Yamoshi, when this battle's over, you plan to bring him to these universes? You're right. I want him to be in the right training so he can become one of us, in the same way the protector of all these universes. That surprises me, because in the beginning you said you wanted to be the most powerful Saiyan. You wouldn't let any Saiyan be compared to yours. I said that millions of years ago. I didn't know anything about the Supreme Universes. It really takes great power for everything to flow naturally. Returning to the battlefield in a great light, it was possible to observe Goku in a very different and imposing transformation. His silver fur would cover most of his body, while his aura was that to bring all the other holy gods to their knees with the exception of Nin. You're goddess? You're pure of heart. I don't know what the reason you are with these bastards, but you better stay away. Otherwise, I'd finish you. Don't say stupid things. You haven't done anything to me yet. Let's start. Rimura would pounce against Goku, both beginning to exchange millions of blows over the battlefield. This time, Rimura had 4 arms and wasn't able to connect an effective blow to Goku, while Goku on the battlefield was able to damage his defense. Goku, with a powerful blow, sent him flying to the base of the planet, destroying it, due to the power which he had to use the blow. Well, you, despite calling yourself a holy god, can't take a blow from me. That's a pity, since I'm not using all my power. Rimura is standing up would vomit large amounts of blood and crawling. The damage was incredible, not because of the Goku's blow, but the damage inside by the internal energy would begin to take toll. No, damn! I feel like my whole body's about to collapse. I don't know what the hell's going on. This didn't happen to my original body. What is this? I told you, this power is able to not belong to you. For that reason, I can destroy your internal and external defense. The stored power will be spread through the internal system, generating death. That's right, on this occasion, the end of Remora was imminent, while his terrified companions watched as the most powerful sacred god had fallen before that imposing warrior. But Goku mercilessly, with a quick movement, was able to end the lives of all the sacred gods with the exception of Nin. I don't know how it's possible that you have a pure heart. Don't worry, you'll be coming with me. Goku would approach Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama, being able to create a great barrier of energy all around, and at that moment would expel his power in observing the great Ozaru in the 12 universes. The Ozaru, apparently Kakarot was able to take victory to demonstrate his true power of the Saiyans. Goku with that power was able to rebuild everything destroyed since the sacred gods had returned to life. Even the 6 sacred universes were restored. Finally, it's over. It's time to go home. But on one side of Goku, a large portal would be observed, while an unparalleled power was felt from within. Goku's power was tiny to the one-sided power. Wow, whose power is this? I can't believe it's capable of possessing all this power. It's crazy. You have nothing to worry about. I'm Yamoshi, the first Ultra Saiyan God, and I've come for you because I want you to be part of the Supreme Universes, and that in that future you'd protect these universes. But if it's the Supreme Power God Yamoshi... I understand. I'm afraid to refuse it since I want to become more powerful than my own and together with my friends. I understand. I didn't know if you're going to accept, but I had to try. Because much more powerful than me, the future will be able to fight. Yamoshi would leave, and at that same day, all the gods and angels would be gathered for the rise of a new king of all Saiyans. On this occasion, the king of all Goku was the protector of the 18 universes. After the terrifying moment that the Z Warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-Sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the High Priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered. Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-Sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain. Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful. My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-Sama's own father. The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-Sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mohito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-Sama's father could have committed such an act? That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger. Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked, "And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-Sama?" That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation. Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The hall of the realm of everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive. Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded. Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-Sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-Sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room.
creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement. You inform the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake. As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat. Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world. The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination. It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance. Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand. How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies. Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse. May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes. With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quitella, Matanu and Geen, Wissambiris, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturne lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-Sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturne. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturne. We must give our best. The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewan tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force.
Our conventional methods don't work. Ewan, we need to combine our forces.
I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction. Awamo and Ewan merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Ewan struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturn was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Ewan unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturn. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet. It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo. The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Awamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Ewan. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Ewan nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Awamo and the god of destruction Ewan soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Awamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewan released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Awamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Awamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Awamo and Ewan, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Awamo and Ewan. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturn. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Awamo and Ewan, the space around Thraxis Nocturn was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturn was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewan, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Awamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxis Nocturn. The battle resumed with increased intensity.
The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Awamo and Ewin responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Awamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewin, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this. We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Awamo?
Awamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Awamo and Ewin, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Awamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewin, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way. Explain yourself, Awamo.
Awamo explained his plan to Ewin, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Awamo and Ewin were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewin, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewin nodded and channeled his energy to Awamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain.
The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity.
The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Awamo and Ewin had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxis Nocturn. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxis Nocturn because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxis Nocturn, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Awamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet.
As the creature approached Thraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewan, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Owamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Owamo and Ewan, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Owamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewan, the angels charged with protecting Thraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield.
The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness.
The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature. his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness. Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Awamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with the unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxis Nocturn from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxis Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed.
Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.